Sure you feel the vibes.
What's up, YouTube? It's Carolina Calvin coming back to you with another video. In this video, it's been a while since I've done a video talking about movies and TV shows and stuff like that. If you follow me on social media, I talk about it all the time. But like I said, it's really been a while since I've actually done a video talking about it. And with so many shows, a bunch of different movies coming out. Obviously, if you don't follow me on social media, you don't know what the hell my opinion on a lot of this stuff is. It's not a review of a particular movie. I'm going to talk about a bunch of different movies and shows in this video. But, as the title of the video says, majority of Hollywood is out of touch with your common viewer. Your normal audience. Not the small percentage of people that they, for some reason, try to appease with their shows, with their movies, and stuff they like to put in there that people just don't want to see. Now, you should obviously know what I'm referring to. If you're on YouTube, you see a bunch of guys talking about it. They put politics into movies. The biggest ones that people like to talk about. What's in your Captain Marvel. The recent Batwoman. You even hear these directors, which I'm going to talk about some of them. But people don't want to see, especially, a trailer is supposed to get people excited. When you show a trailer and you see some chick talking about, or you see something in the movie, in the trailer, talking about patriarchy or mansplaining or any garbage like that, people are not going to watch it. Especially if, because they've been even more so than ever, they've put into these action movies. They put into these fantasy movies, TV shows, science fiction, something that's supposed to be an escape. Those movies like that are supposed to be an escape. They're supposed to be an escape from the shit you see on social media all day. But, full steam ahead, they've thrown all of that into the movies, into the TV shows. Like I said, Batwoman, Charlie's Angels, Ghostbusters 2016, Captain Marvel, Terminator Dark Fate, which I'm going to talk about that one. I really want to talk about that one because not only with there's huge problems I have with that movie, and honestly, the identity politics kind of have something to do with it. Now, I don't like talking about politics, but when you put that shit in movies and TV shows, and it could be something you want to watch. It could be something you want to watch, and then you see that, and it's like you completely turned off from watching it. Now, let me get into some examples. Terminator Dark Fate is a garbage, trash movie. The movie sucks. It sucks for multiple reasons, which I'm not going to go through the whole freaking movie. I'm just going to tell you why, and why it's done so poorly in the box office in comparison to some of the other Terminator movies, and why people just really don't. I mean, you have the people on YouTube. You got a certain section of people talking about it. Not a lot of people talk about it. And director Tim Miller was talking about, it's because of franchise fatigue or whatever. I mean, it could be. But this is the same guy. Before the movie came out, he was like, misogynists are going to hate this movie. That right there will turn people off. Now, it won't turn everybody off because a lot of people won't see what he said. But the trailer kind of gives that vibe in the trailer. Not as much as like a Batwoman or Charlie's Angels does, 2019 Charlie's Angels, but it does kind of give off that vibe, and people just don't want to see that. They don't want to see that in their movie. So it's a big reason why it's part of the reason. It's not the only reason. The biggest reason to me why it failed, and this is just giving me a reason to shit on the movie, is because they killed John Connor. The main purpose for the entire franchise. They come up with some story to kill him off. Now, I'm sorry if it's spoilers. Who cares? You don't need to watch that trash. Let me tell you what happened in the movie. Well, pretty much the crux of the movie, the whole plot. They killed John Connor. The whole point of all the movies was to protect him, so he could become the future leader. Apparently, Cyberdyne's not a thing. I can't even remember the name of the new thing. They get a girl to replace him, and essentially remake Terminator 2. They act like they're doing something new, but they make a shitty version of Terminator 2, and they essentially retcon everything from all the other movies. That's why I think this movie is garbage. I'd rather go see Captain Marvel because that's a character I don't care about. But they made the other, Terminator 1, Terminator 2, you can go back and watch those. But what they did with the lore threw it all into the trash so they can make this. And Tim Miller wonders why the movie didn't do well. Bro, come on now. Combined with your, saying things like, misogynists are going to hate this movie. Fucking says that. Like, who fucking, nobody was even saying anything. I mean, you probably had the people saying, it was all, a bunch of females or whatever. Like I said, the trailer wasn't as blatant as some other things that's come out recently. But you come out and say that really doesn't help your cause. You're putting a foot in your mouth. Let's move over. Now we talk about that garbage. Let's move over to something else. Charlie's Angels. Now, I didn't go see this movie. But I knew it was going to be dog shit. You knew it was going to be dog shit. It's one of those movies you see the trailer and you can smell that shit through your damn computer screen. You knew it was going to suck. And the moment you see Kristen Stewart in a movie, it's Charlie's Angels. It came out, it was a TV show in the 70s. Then it got rebooted with Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, Cameron Diaz movie. Lowbrow comedy, sexy women, and over-the-top action. Plot? What's a plot? Nobody gives a fuck about a plot. You just want to see Lucy Liu in a bikini. You want to see Lucy Liu in a bikini. That's what it was. So now, you put Kristen Stewart in there, in a movie with a person with no sex appeal in a movie about sex appeal. The reason those early 2000 movies did well is because guys wanted to go see it because they knew they were going to see some sexy shit. And you saw that in those trailers. You go on YouTube, look at those trailers, and he's like, okay, the movie has sex appeal. Pretty dumb. But it's like, this is just a dumb action movie. But looking at this new one, and Elizabeth Banks, I actually like Elizabeth Banks, but she doesn't do herself any justice. But things talking about, men didn't want to go see it. Well, didn't at one point you said this movie wasn't really for dudes? So why the hell would they go see it when you say it's not for them? And then you take away the sex appeal, which that's what the franchise has been built on. Storyline, nobody cares about that. And I've seen a lot of people talk about this movie, and no one brings up the fucking sex appeal. That's the reason people went to go watch the early 2000 movies. Even the one in 2003, 2004, which the first one, the first remake came out, reboot came out in 2000, and both of them did more than their budget. Now the second one was more expensive and didn't make as much as the first one, so they decided not to make any more after that. So you're talking about a whole 16 years with this one coming out. And you put Kristen Stewart at the forefront. Now, Ella Balinska, sorry for saying her name wrong. Don't really know much about her, but she fine. So, that's cool. And then you got Naomi Scott, who, obviously, from the Power Rangers movie. She was in Aladdin. She played Princess Jasmine in Aladdin. Did a good job there. I think she's hot too, but Kristen Stewart, and clearly Kristen Stewart being the one pushed. Go look at if you haven't already seen, go look at a poster. Go look at a poster of that, and she's right there at the forefront, and she has a Justin Bieber haircut. Don't no dude want to watch no shit like that. I'm just gonna keep it 100. Don't no dude want to watch nothing like that. So, Elizabeth Banks doesn't do herself any justice. She talks about men not wanting to go see this movie. With the numbers that movie was putting up, women didn't go see it either. So, nobody's went to go see the movie. The movie bombed. You should have just held your L and not said anything. Because now, people are going to look at, any movie she come out with now, or is she going to blame men now? Or is she going to say the movie's not for men or whatever? it's just the arrogance from a lot of these, actors, directors, writers in Hollywood is absurd. Some other shows I want to talk about. Batwoman. Haven't seen a single episode. I've seen some reviews or whatever. The trailer alone throws me off. It's a CW show, so it has its common CW problems. Like soapy BS. You see that shit in Flash, Arrow. It's a big reason to turn people off from Arrow. You see in a lot of their shows, it's a bunch of soapy crap. Probably the worst of that is Riverdale. Just go watch a scene of Riverdale. That show sucks. Some of the worst acting. Batwoman's acting is not great. There's a lot of shows. Points and acting is not great, but there are moments in like Flash and Arrow where it was really good. Season 1 and 2 of Arrow. Those shows had good points, but shows like Supergirl, Charmed, Batwoman. I can't remember the name of the chick that plays Batwoman, but I remember she said something about it being not. She said something about about men or whatever. I don't even remember. At this point, they all say the same shit. They must have like some kind of script where they just this is something they gotta say before they come out with a TV show or movie. But just the trailer, quote one of the lines. She's talking about can you fix the suit or whatever, and he was like, the suit's literal perfection, and she said it will be perfect when it fits a woman. And then she was like, she don't want to take credit for something a man was doing, something a man was doing referring to Batman. I was like, so you're using his gadgets, you wearing this suit, and you essentially kind of taking his persona, but you get the point. Hundreds of YouTubers, thousands of YouTubers have talked about this show. Show sucks. Yeah, like, you haven't seen an episode. Well, I fucking need to. The trailer told me enough. It's that girl power Sunday trash. Charmed. I watched one episode of Charmed. I'm gonna keep 100. If y'all don't already know, I watched one episode. I was like, sure, why not? First episode, you heard about singling out white dudes for no fucking reason. You heard about patriarchy, and you heard about mansplaining. In a show about 3 women and some fantasy magic shit. That's what you heard. Nobody wants to watch that. Women don't even want to watch it. No, you're gonna have women are more likely to watch it, but not in the numbers that they want to bring in. Not in the numbers that they want to bring in. But it's just, this is what you see. I mean, you see Marvel starting to go. The comic books are a disaster. DC's going that way. But the Marvel comics, for years, it's been a disaster because they got all these writers who want to put, want them to talk about the patriarchy, want to talk about, gender politics and all this horse shit. Man, nobody care, man. People pick up a comic, they want to see some cool shit on the panel. They want to see some action. They want to see the character go through things, them as a hero. How they gonna deal with the villain that they're fighting in that issue, or stories leading up into a big event. Nobody cares about that shit that you see on social media. Yet again, it's supposed to be an escape, but they're trying to throw that into everything so it can be right in your face at all times. And that's why the comic sales for Marvel has suffered. Now, I made a video talking about the comic sales, and that's still holding true. Shit hasn't gotten better. It hasn't gotten better. And it seems as though they're trying to appease that small percentage of people on social media and the nerd reviewers. Now, if you heard Bruce talk about it, I say the same thing. We're like-minded here. The nerd reviewers are so disconnected with your common viewer. They'll watch a movie like, I literally seen people, I don't know if I'm pretty sure it was a big reviewer, talking about John Wick. They were talking about dialogue. Was talking about, the plot's not deep or whatever. It is a action movie where assassin goes around killing people. Who cares? You want to see choreography, you want to see dudes get shot, and you want to see explosions. This is not Inception. Name any other movie that's more story driven. Movies should be graded differently. It should be graded differently. And these nerd reviewers are so out of touch. They talk junk about all the comic movies. Who they share the same thoughts as Martin Scorsese or whatever, saying it's a theme ride. They're just saying that because it's popular. I don't know the thing. I always looked at comic movies as action movies. Now I've had my problems with comic movies, like Endgame. I thought had its problems. Spider-Man, the recent Spider-Mans I don't like. I don't like Captain Marvel. So there are a lot of the movies I don't like. But to say, to try to critique the whole genre in that way, or to talk about things that, okay, for one, yeah, those movies do draw emotion. You trying to tell me Endgame didn't draw any emotions out of people? And that is the thing, like that's a disconnect with a lot of these writers who, a lot of the audience, specifically. Now it depends. Now if they put here's the thing. Once they start putting the gender politics stuff, which they've kind of started to do, Captain Marvel was like the big one. That was the one MCU movie that really started doing it. Once they start putting that in there, those nerd reviewers they'll like it then. That's how it goes. Go look at Batwoman's Metacritic score. The Metacritic score don't really mean that much, but it kind of shows you the disconnect between the critics. Same with Star Trek. Star Trek sucks. With Discovery sucks. Looks cool, but then when you think about it, really doesn't look cool because the lens flare ruins it, and it completely ruins it. Star Wars, just wait for December 20th. I'm gonna say a lot more about that once the trilogy's done. We kind of talk about it, but it's been a lot of shit going on with Star Wars as well. Not as I don't think it's as bad as some of the other ones. Now, like I said, it has its problems when it comes to that, but it's not as bad as a Batwoman or Charlie's Angel, Terminator Dark Fate. And to some people it may be, in that regard. But like I said, once Marvel starts to do it, once they start to really change into your social media gender politics thing, done. It's over. The critics are gonna love it then. The same critics who talked about the dialogue or whatever, they're gonna love it. They're gonna love it then because of whatever nonsense Marvel starts to put in it. I just don't want to see what happens to the X-Men. That's all I'll say. I'm not gonna talk about any of that. I just want to talk about why majority of Hollywood is completely out of touch with the viewers of today. They're completely out of touch. But let me know what you think down in the comment section. If you like this video, hit that thumbs up button. And let me know if you want me to talk about more movies or whatever. I've been talking about football for a while, but Panthers suck. So, we talk about movies. I may go back and do some reviews for some movies, but I don't know. Like I said, let me know what you think down in the comment section. Peace out. Okay, before I let you guys go, I can't believe I didn't talk about this when I was talking about Terminator Dark Fate. I'm not monetized anyway, so I really don't care what I say. There's no way that you can convince me that Mackenzie Davis, the main chick that you see on the posters and stuff, there's no way that you can convince me that that's not a dude. Now, blue check marks, they hate men, they hate male characters in all these action movies. They want to see more female action heroes. That's cool. That's some good ones. But tell me why in this film, the perfect example, recent example of a female character who's more like a male character than a female one. She copies some of the same archetypes. She looks like a dude. Please, blue check marks, make this make sense to me. What about this character do you like? Just like a male character, but it's supposed to be a female character. Anyways, deuces. I'm out.